So what we're going to do, we're going to follow the story of a drop of water that falls right on the top of the hills here at the ridge line, and follow where, what would actually happen to a drop of water here. Various things could happen. It would flow down, obviously down at right angles to the contours, and as you can see, of course, so up here on the hill, there's no streams, right? There's very little water up here, and consequently very little vegetation. These hills were deforested many, many years ago. The topsoil was lost, and it's a real difficult process to get the woodland to start growing back up on these hills. So lack of water, consequently lack of soil. And of course, it's a gravitation. It's gravity. I mean, obviously the water runs downhill, so does soil. Over there, you can see erosion. Landslides up on the upper parts of the slope. Where the ground has just simply given way, and the material is. Of course, that's a natural process, but on a wooded slope, that process happens much, much more slowly. Once the vegetation is denuded, and keeps being denuded by fire. Fire is a huge problem on these hills, so then it takes a long time to get the vegetation to grow back up again. But as we go down into the valley, of course, the water coming, the sheet water coming off the slopes, joins together, forming streams. And at a certain point, there will be streams that last the whole year round, and as we walk down through the valley, I will point out where that happens. And of course, there's more vegetation simply because there's more water and it's more sheltered. So you can see that the woodland is recovering. And one of the things that Jenny's doing here at Ark Eden is to speed up that natural process of the woodland recovering in this valley. And then if we go in the middle of the picture there, you can see one of the culprits of the fire problem, which is the cemetery with the local graves. And sadly, when sometimes some people, when they're cleaning the graves, let fires get out of control, and this causes. You can actually see that the top of that little hillock there, where the graves are, was burnt, and then moving further round, we can see in the middle of the picture, we can see Pak An Heung village, and then the little hill behind it, with sort of the remnants of Fung Soi woodland behind. So once you get down there, once you get off these actual slopes, and then there comes a point where suddenly you're in the floodplain, and that's where the stream stops eroding and starts depositing material. And over thousands of years, it has deposited material and formed this floodplain, which I'm now panning across here. And so the river slows down considerably, and you get much more marshy ground, which of course used to be used for rice growing, and is now largely used for house building. And then right down here, you can see where the stream comes out. The little river comes out near the hotel there. And in the middle of the beach, you can see that the sand is sort of it protrudes out into the sea a little bit, and that's where the material has been eroded from where I'm standing now, from up on the hills, finds its way all the way down the stream, and this gets deposited at the estuary of that little river. So we're going to walk down there in fits and starts, and we'll look at the different types of vegetation, the different types of water, and the different topography as we go down there. And so what I really am trying to go on about is the relationship between topography, soil, water, and vegetation, and of course consequently human impact on the environment as well. Okay.